Hi, it's your National Ambassador of Love and Fluffiness, San, and today we're on our final episode of Fuwa Call Time. Yes, it's been a wonderful journey with all these wonderful odorite, and I'm so excited to introduce our final guest to the series. FLO! Yay!
Hello,
Hi,
my name
FLO.
is Flo. I'm an odorite and an idol from California, and I love vampires and frogs.
Hmm. Hi, Flo. Thanks for being on the show today. I've really watched you since quite a long ago because you've been dancing for quite some time, right?
Yeah, since I think around 2011.
Like you were definitely in the scene when I first joined. And there weren't a lot of odorites on YouTube, especially English speaking. So you were quite noticeable. Yeah. So we'll just start off with like viewer questions because we have so many viewers asking about your dancing technique because you are just I I must say you are like insane. When I watch your videos, it's like nothing I see outside, like or nothing I see in other odorites. And people want to ask like, how do you develop your technique over time? Is Flo self-taught because his body control is unreal?
Well, I was self-taught in the beginning until around 2015, I think, or 2016. Um, but around 2016, I started taking dance classes at my college. And that's when I started to get into more classical styles like ballet and modern dance. Yeah.
And like how strict is or like how hard is the training like outside when you go for dance classes?
I think it's more relaxed,
Oh.
more relaxed in college classes because they're more for adults who are just kind of getting into it. Um, but I think if you start as a child and you get more into it as an adult, you keep taking classes and getting more advanced, it's definitely a lot more difficult.
Oh, so you were
But
taking it as leisure.
yeah, I do like to challenge myself though because I just want to get better and better. I just think it's really fun doing more challenging dance styles and like learning more difficult things.
Yeah, so I think across the years we've seen many different dance styles from you. For example, all the dark songs or like even the more graceful ones, the cute songs you also do, the cool songs you also do. Someone asked, is there any genre that you haven't explored yet?
Um, I I'm not sure honestly. Oh my God. I feel like I don't really do more hip hop styles as much. Um, but that's about it, really. I think there's probably a lot more stuff that just don't come to mind. But hip hop, I'm interested in it, but I just haven't had the chance to really explore it very much.
So right now, like, what's your most comfortable style?
I would say probably modern dance. Yeah.
Yeah. So like personally, something that I've noticed is that you've done like metodu choreographies, and like I don't know how to say it, but like a lot of me and my other odorita friends, we don't dare to try metodu choreographies, because like her choreographies are very detailed, very sharp, very clean, the way that she dances it. And then when we look at ourselves, we're like, oh no, it's so hard to capture like the essence of her dance. So
Yeah.
since you've tackled a few, like what's your encouragement out there for other people to try out method choreographies?
I would say from my experience, I've had like a lot of difficulties doing her choreography as well. Um, I One of my favorite dances by her is Boca della Verita. Um, it is a dance that was very challenging for me. I learned it, and I was like, I had the idea that I wanted to film it, but I filmed myself for the first time doing it, and I didn't like it at all. So at that point, I was like, I'm gonna keep practicing this dance until it's perfect. So I kept recording myself doing it over and over again until I liked where I was doing it, and that's when I filmed it. And I'm actually very proud of that video. It's one of the videos I'm most proud of, actually, because it's so technical and it's so powerful. I just really like it. So I definitely encourage, if you are a person who's struggling or you're afraid to do a certain type of dance, like meters choreography, um, just keep working at it. It definitely helps to keep doing it over and over again and filming yourself until you like where you are with it.
Yeah, thanks for that
Yeah.
answer. So everyone, muscle memory, just keep practicing at it. Don't give
Yeah.
up. Hey, so on top of your odorite activities, you also call yourself a vampire idol. Yes. So can you tell us more about that concept and what you do as a vampire idol?
Uh, well, the vampire concept came on around last year, so it's fairly new. I got the idea from seeing other Kaigai idols and seeing how they have all these cool personas. So I wanted to do that for myself, and I realized I liked these characters like Alucard from Castlevania or D from Vampire Hunter D. They were like my favorite characters growing up. So I wanted to be like a half vampire, half human, like they are. So I wanted to like contribute those aesthetics into my outfits and in my performances. And I sort of kind of like to act like that's a part of my whole persona too, like personality. But I'm also just me. I'm also just like a silly person, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, but the vampire concept and like the fashion choices are so. I feel like it fits you so well. Like, have you always been into gothic?
Yeah. I've been into gothic fashion for a long time, since I was around middle school, probably like
Oh.
13 years old. Um, but I feel like it wasn't until the pandemic happened where I started getting more into gothic fashion and culture, and I started discovering visual kei artists. So I started getting into that fashion style. Yeah.
Is it easy to find like gothic clothes around the US?
I'd say for me, um, I just go thrifting. Like, so I just go to thrift stores and I find whatever black clothes or like purple clothes or red clothes that I like. Um, it doesn't necessarily have to be like from a goth fashion brand. Um, Goth fashion, a lot of it is about um, just taking what you have or what you can find, like not necessarily buying fashion that's like new and popular. It's more so about um, working with what you have and like expressing yourself through fashion that you can find, really.
Mm-mm. So what are like the
Yeah.
key elements of gothic? When I think of gothic fashion, I always think black, and then maybe like spiky or
Yeah.
but yours is also like a bit like fluffy, right? Sometimes.
Yeah. I like to incorporate like feathers into my fashion because I really like crows. I like birds. They're my favorite animals. And that's like part of the whole vampire concept too. A lot of vampire characters, they can like shapeshift into animals. And part of my character is that you can shapeshift into a crow.
I see. Hey, yeah. So when you do vampire idoling, when you do your idol activities, I want to ask like how you define being an idol in the US. Yeah, because I think that Kaigai idols have actually been on the rise. or at least on my
Yeah.
Instagram feed. Yeah, like people like Paida or Blueberry Train. So, I don't know, personally, I'm just going to talk about like my perspective here. In Singapore, when we call ourselves idol, then there's like this expectation that you have to sing and dance. Usually people think of the more traditional sense because we don't have that many idols. Maybe in the US there are more. Yeah, so when you tell people you're an idol, do they expect you to also sing?
I feel like there might be that expectation because that is the traditional sense of what it means, or like what idols do is that they sing and dance. Um, but there definitely has been a rise in Kaiga idols in the US. Um, I know for sure, like on my social media, almost every post is like a new group that I see. So I think that because it's growing so fast and becoming so popular, the idea of being a Kaigai idol, like what it means to be a Kaigai idol, has also been growing and evolving so much and so fast that um, I think you can really be an idol if you do anything. Like you can be an actor and you can be an idol,
General
and you can
entertainer.
yeah, just like an entertainer or an influencer. I think the main selling point about being an idol is your personality, the way you connect with the audience while you do your activities. Yeah.
Yeah, have you been to idol specific events?
Yes, I have been to Northwest Idol Fest and SoCal Idol Fest. Those were the only events that I've been to in recent years because it's just like sort of after the whole pandemic thing, I'm just starting to get into going to events and performing. So I haven't been to that many so far.
Are the other how to say, other idols that are performing also soloists or mostly groups around?
There are definitely a lot of groups. I think it's more common for groups to get together now, whereas before, in previous years, it was very difficult to get a group together. But there's also a lot of soloists too. Um, I'm definitely one of them. I really just enjoy the soloist activities because I get to do what I want to do, as opposed to being in a group where you are collaborating with a lot of different people. And I enjoy that as well. But I also like doing my own thing.
Yeah, there's just some like freedom of being a soloist and like being able to choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on top of being an idol, you're also in Code Meow. Yeah.
Yes.
So can you tell everyone what Code Meow is?
Code Meow is sort of like a magical cat girl group or cat boy group, like a unisex group centered around magical cats. So like we all wear cat ears and we wear really bright blue and pink costumes, and we like to dance. That is our main thing. We consider ourselves, most of us are odorite, but some of us consider ourselves idols. So I guess we're like a mix of that.
And they're from all over the US or like a specific area?
All over the US. I think one of our members is in Florida, one in Texas, one in Washington, and Idaho, and me and CM, we are in California.
Oh, then like how do you guys meet up? OMG.
It's very difficult. We it's like a long process in order to get all of us to meet up together. We try to set specific dates and have the members choose from which date works best for them. But it takes a very long time in order for us to all settle on one date because we all have different schedules, and some of us have like crazy work schedules. Some of us it's hard to get time off of that work, or we have school, and so it takes a long time for us to get together.
So when you do meet, would it be just a 1 day thing, or it's probably over the weekend, right? Because you probably have to fly in to get together.
Yeah. We usually take about 4 to 5 days, I think. We try to
Wow.
take a week.
There's like a whole
Yeah,
like summer camp.
yeah. We like stay over at whoever's house is hosting,
Ah.
and it's really fun. It's like a big sleepover.
So each time that you meet up for a block of like 4 to 5 days, you would like learn a new song, just
Yeah.
speed learn it in a few days and then film it.
We have a dance that we plan to learn, and all of the members, we learn however much of the dance that we can. And then we have specific dates where we send each other um, videos of us doing whatever we learned. And we try to tell each other things that we need to fix about our moves or our timing. Um, and that's kind of how we learn dances together. We just kind of learn it um, while we're like in our own homes, and then we fix whatever we need to fix, and then we finally meet together, and then we practice together.
So you guys like prepare the stuff, prepare the dance
Yeah,
beforehand. Oh, then when you
yeah.
meet, do you like use a studio?
If we can find a studio, then we we do practice in a studio, but we usually just practice wherever space we can find.
Oh,
So we've
no
practiced,
mirror.
yeah. So we've like practiced in one of the members' backyards. We've also practiced in like a public school area at nighttime
Wow.
where when nobody was around.
Have you guys performed live?
Yes, we performed at Northwest Idol Fest,
Hmm.
and also SoCal Idol Fest. Um, we performed Northwest Idol Fest 2023, I think. No, 2022. Um, just three of us, me, CM, and LES. We performed as a trio at Northwest Idol Fest, and we also performed at SoCal Idol Fest as Pida's backup dancers.
Ah,
Um,
yeah, I saw that.
yeah, yeah, and we also performed at Northwest Idol Fest 2023 um, as a whole big group. We also performed with Pida as well at that event.
Yeah, wait, tell me about the Paida backup dancing thing. Because from what I saw on like I think Instagram or Twitter, it was like a last minute thing.
Yeah, so we I think it was CM communicating with Pida. Um, she is the one that communicates with a lot of different idols for Code Meow. Um, so she was talking with Pida, and Pida mentioned that she needed some backup dancers last minute. And so originally, I think it was only supposed to be me and CM that joined in. I can't remember if that's correct or not, but a few of our other members decided to join in last minute. They went to the event and they decided to join in last minute as backup dancers. And I think one of our members, Lightning, or her name is now Rena.
Rina, yeah.
She actually learned the choreography on the plane.
Ah, that is
Yeah.
last minute.
So that I can't imagine doing that.
But you had
so it
you
was,
had enough time to learn the dance and practice it.
yeah, I think I had a few days maybe.
Okay.
Um, but it was definitely very difficult because I had my own set list and I was also rushing to finish my costume last minute. Um, so I did improvise a lot of things for my own set, but I also like wanted to prioritize Paida's set because that's just kind of like what I've experienced as a dancer in like the professional dance world. If we have to learn things last minute, uh, we work really hard towards it because we want the final end result to be perfect.
But for that day itself, how long were your set lists for each? How long do they usually give each person or group?
Each person or group usually gets around 15 minutes.
Mm.
Sometimes they get around 30 minutes if they're a more popular artist, or if they just like, or if the event offers that time slot. Sometimes for panels, you get to choose from 15 minutes or 30 minutes or up to an hour.
Do you MC during that time or do you just dance and then get off?
I I'm a dancer. I've never really like that. That's kind of been like a thing in the dance world, is that we are dancers. We are not talkers. So I've kind of carried that sort of thing over to idol practices and Odottemita. So my live performances, I never talk. I just sort of come on and dance and then just get
Mm.
off.
Mm. Yeah. In Singapore also we have sometimes the shows have an MC provided. Some right? And then the MC
Yeah,
will introduce you and then you just stand there so shy and like hi. But we also do have like especially the smaller events where it's community run. They want you to introduce yourself. Actually it's a good opportunity like if you're trying to um how to say be a brand or like interact with your audience, right? But oh, but just it's just so hard. It's just so hard. And every time I watch my old videos, I'll just skip the MCing part. I would imagine
yeah,
that if Code Meow has the MC, you guys would put CM up for it, right? She would be
yeah.
your
We have
talker.
Yeah, yeah. We usually have CM do the MC, or I think LES also does the MCing, and Rena. Um, but I never really talk during it, even when we have the members introduce themselves. I think
Hi, I'm
because we have
Flo.
the cat, yeah, because we have like a cat concept, I just make cat noises into the microphone.
That's a great way to go around it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think just public speaking is a very specific skill that you need to put in effort to develop, right? You know,
yeah.
in one of our events, there was this Love Life Idol group, and then they have one girl who's really good at emceeing. Like every time they perform, even like even non Love Life stuff, I'll be like, wow, she's such a naturally gifted MC. And then for the I think it was the most recent event, she she fell she was unwell. Yeah, so she couldn't dance. And it was a dance only act, but then she still had her cosplay and stuff. Um and they still made her MC because she was the only one prepared to do it. So it was so funny where she would MC for everyone and then say, but I'm not feeling well today, so I'm gonna sit on a chair. And then the chair comes out and then she sits on it. Yeah, so there are some people who are really good at it, and then there's others who are not so good. Mm. But would you
Yeah.
say that when you're dancing, you're definitely more confident at emceeing, and what are some things you do to get that confidence during live performances?
I think just for me, it's just practicing and getting into the whole character. I try to embody the feeling of the music that I'm dancing to and the movement. Um, I think that helps me really be confident on stage. I don't really get nervous when it comes to dancing on stage, um, but when it comes to talking, I definitely get very, very nervous.
Would you think that you would have to speak like cause you have your vampire idol concept, right? So when you speak before performances, for if you had to MC, would you also put on that vampire concept voice?
Uh, I'm not very good at doing voices. I think I would just
Well, like
I'm not
like
sure.
be
I would just
mysterious or that kind of
I think I would
personality.
try to do that. Yeah.
Um,
I think I would probably also let out like a little of my personality too, because I'm just not a very good actor.
do your idol events also have here we call them yakai, like the chanters with the sticks?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you have them too? Are they
Yeah.
like front row or are they like at the back?
I think they're usually front row from what I've experienced,
Mm.
because I've also been in the audience, like supporting my favorite idols too. They're usually in the front row. Sometimes they're in like the middle or the back. But they can always like hear each other when they want to like start something.
It's a team effort.
Yeah,
Do they use
yeah.
like the digital pen lights or do they like use the breakable glow sticks?
I think there's a mix of those, but
Oh,
mostly the pen lights, the traditional
yeah.
ones.
Usually now I see a lot of people they just use the what is it called? King's Blade? Yeah, I think it's called King's Blade. I don't know if it's the brand or just the type of pen light that they use. But now and then someone will break UO. Do you know what's a ultra orange? Like they'll break the orange one. Yeah. But do you think that like the idol concerts are very high energy like you would imagine a band concert because how to say in Singapore when we have idol events or like dancing events the crowd is quite hype, we're super hype if like
Yeah.
if like Odo by Ado comes on everyone's going whoa whoa and then the other Singaporeans look at us like, ooh, what is going on with these teenagers? And then they start taking a video of the audience. Like, have you ever had to? Are there any events that happen in public spaces?
I think there are. Um, we did have like J-pop Summit a long time ago. That used to be when it first started out. It was in a public space, like right in the center of Japantown,
Oh,
um, and anybody could just walk through and see the performances that were going on and hear the music because it was so loud. Um, I'm not sure if there's many events like that anymore. They're usually either inside of like a building, like a hotel, or they're outside but in an enclosed area.
I see. So just now you mentioned like the professional scene and what you know about it. Are you a professional dancer?
Um, I I don't know if I would use the word professional, but
Oh,
I definitely am someone who's very passionate about dancing, and I very much like to practice and become at a professional level as much as I can. Um, as well as being a performer, I like to be professional about that as well. And I'm also very passionate about dancing and how to take care of yourself as an athlete while you
oh,
dance.
yeah.
Yeah,
Stretching,
yeah,
stretching and warm up.
yeah.
Have you ever gotten any outside gigs though?
Like outside of Idol,
Yeah, like outside of Japanese culture.
um, I don't, I don't think so. As far as I remember, um, I did perform at anime conventions, but it was more so for like J-pop, not necessarily idol centered, but just J-pop music in general. I have performed at some K-pop events in the past,
Oh,
um,
K-pop
but I don't.
events.
Yeah, I don't really do K-pop stuff very much anymore.
So moving forward, like what are the goals that you like want to achieve for the coming year or the coming few years?
I definitely want to keep promoting myself as an idol. I want to expand my idol concepts. I've been working on like um, making my idol concept more into like a Western vampire concept, so like a cowboy vampire.
Oh,
And I've been, yeah, so I've been designing costumes for those, for that sort of concept. I also want to expand and become a singing idol.
oh,
It's some, yeah, it's
sorry,
something
I'm
I've always.
sorry. I shouldn't sound so surprised, but oh,
So like, yeah, it's something I've always wanted to do. Ever since I got into idols, So I've been into it since like 2011 when I started getting into J-pop. Um, but I've always been like really shy about my voice.
Mm.
So um, this year, recently, I started taking singing lessons, and
Wow.
I really, yeah, so I really just want to start incorporating that into my dancing and just become a singing and dancing idol.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we will look forward to that when it comes. Mm. Would you ever go overseas to perform or like attend events?
I would love to, like, absolutely, if I ever got the opportunity to. It's just, I am kind of a low budget idol,
Mm.
so I'm self-employed. I do art for a living, but I don't make very much. And what I do make is sort of goes towards going to events and performing within the US. And a lot of my idol activities too, like making costumes and making merch. I try to find ways to spend the least amount of money as possible that I can on that. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of a low budget idol, but I would like to go overseas one day.
Oh, so
I
your costumes, you make them yourself?
Yes.
Wow.
I usually thrift the fabric, or I actually made one of my costumes. It was like a magical boy, a purple costume.
Mm.
I made that one out of bed sheets.
Well,
Yeah. And I think the fabric, all of the fabric for that was around maybe $10 at most.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
This hobby's
yeah.
kind of like a money sinkhole, huh? Do you think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
But thankfully, I've found a lot of ways to save money um, with all of these things.
Mm. Yeah, like especially going to events. I heard that, like in my head, when you live far away from the event, that means that you have to get a hotel or Airbnb to stay at on top of
Yeah.
the event tickets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully with Code Meow though, sometimes some of our members will live close to an event that's happening,
Mm.
so they would sometimes offer for the rest of the members to stay at their house, and it's been really nice.
Yeah, because in Singapore it's quite small, so there's no such thing as traveling to an event more than 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, but there are some people who book hotels like directly above the event. I guess cosplayers who like have a lot of junk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we even have one event that is on the coast area, on the coastal area. So there's a lot of chalets, like a resort with barbecue and stuff. So we call it the post cost fest chalet, where everyone would go to the chalet and barbecue. Yeah, it gets so noisy. Okay, thanks for being on the show, Flo. It was great having you. Can you promote yourself to the audience and like all your work?
My name is Flo. I'm a dance idol from California. I like vampires and frogs. And if you want to follow me on social media to see more of my dancing, you can follow me at, I think it's X Flow Dance or Flow Dance X. It's either one of those.
I'll link it.
Yes, I'm on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. And on YouTube, I post full dance covers and original choreography.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're really interested in what Flo does, you can check him out at the links below. And with that, we've come to the last episode and the end of Fuwa Call Time Season 3. Wow. We want to thank all our guests for being so nice and willing to come on the show and talk about their own experiences. And we hope that you as a viewer has also learned something out of it, found maybe a new odorite to support. Without further ado, Janne, bye bye.